Well, hey again, everyone. This is Bob from Hot Rock Central, and in today's video, we're going to go over the pros and cons of Growatt chargers. Now, for the money, I don't think there's a better charger in the world that you can buy right now. On the other hand, there's some nuisance issues with these things that, although they can be troublesome, overall, it doesn't affect their overall performance all that much. They still do pretty good otherwise. And for the first item, we'll get these things turned on real quick, and I'll show you what we got. Now, I've got 7 of these, and not one of them can read the voltage accurately. Here I got 26.1, 25.9, 26.1, 25.9, 26.1. Well, they all should be reading the same if they were reading accurately. The worst thing is that's not even right. There's what the real voltage is 26.6. So that's kind of embarrassing that somebody puts out a nice piece of electronics like this and can't even get the voltage to read accurately. So I don't know what's going on with Growatt, but that needs to be fixed. Anyways, that's one nuisance issue. The other one is that every once in a while, now as you can see here, I've got meters running across the top of my chargers, and those are all telling me what my panel voltage is coming into the chargers, and it's usually between 100 and 115. But now every once in a while I'll look up and I'll see a charger that's only showing, and it's always like 27 point some odd volts, it's always 27 something. And what that's telling me is that the charger is confused and it doesn't know what it's doing. I can't figure out what to do. So consequently, it may still be putting out some amperage, but it's severely limited because the computer is just so confused it doesn't know exactly what to do. Anyways, the cure for that's real easy. All you got to do is just turn it off and turn it back on, and that fixes that. But if you're away all day or something like that, and it's doing that all day, well, you're losing the capacity of that one charger there. It's not going into your batteries, and that's not that great. Now, the other thing is because of the voltage differences on each charger, and they could be even worse than what I showed you. There's only like 0.2 of a volt difference between all of these chargers right now. But you could have some that are even higher than that. I mean, like that one down there on the floor is like 0.9 of a volt off. But anyways, you've got to compensate that for your output into your charger. Now I like charging my lithiums at 27.6 at full charge. Okay, so what I do is when I first initially got these all set up, what I had to do is once it got to 27.6. And I've got amp meters below each one of them there. You could use the amp meter in the display. Whether or not it's accurate or not, who knows. But anyways, look at my amp meters, and at 27.6, everything should be zeroed out. Now, if I'm still showing some amperage, then what I've got to do is I've got to go into my settings, and I've got to lower it 0.1 of a volt increments until it goes down to 0. On the other side of the coin, though, you want to make sure that they're up as high as they need to be. And what you've got to do is you've got to go up on each one after they're fully charged, 0.1 of a volt increments until they start charging. Then you know that you need to back it off, and that should, once you back it off, that should even it out. And once you get them all evened out like that, then they're all set. But, that's kind of annoying to have to do that. If all the meters were reading accurately like they were supposed to, you could just set all of them at the same setting and everything should be the same. But let me show you for example here. All right. Now, full charge is 27.6. This is what I've got to set it at to get it to 27.6. There's absorption and there's float. And I set all my absorptions and floats the same. So this one here will be 27.2, and I can't remember if that one's 0.2 of a volt higher or lower. but you got to make about the same adjustment on that, lower or higher. So those are little annoying things that take away from what could be an absolutely fantastic charger. Now the other thing is most likely towards the end of the day your bank will be fully charged, and as the sun is starting to wane away, your inverter will want to start dipping into the batteries, but there's still be some sun, enough sun left where these chargers should start picking up and start putting out again, and replacing that power that the inverter is trying to take out of the batteries. But what happens is, for some reason, these chargers, when they're idle for so long or something like that, they go into like a sleep mode, and you can't wake the suckers up. A lot of them will work, but a few of them won't. So what you've got to do to wake them up so that they start putting out some power again is, first of all, you've got to shut them all off. And I go over my panel breakers here, and I got to shut them all down. Every one of them's got to get shut down. And up top here, I got the meters that show me what my panel voltage is, and I got to wait for them to go dead. And then once that's done, then what I do is go back and flip my breakers back on and turn my chargers back on, and they're all woke up again. So they're all charging like they're supposed to. So there's your annoying issues with the Growatts, but overall I'd say it's a good charger. These things have outperformed and outlasted Victrons. I've gone through 4 Victron 15100s that didn't last much more than about a year, and the last 2 the company wouldn't give me warranty on them, so Victron loses my business forever. So anyways, there you go. There's the issues with the Growatts, but overall I think it's a good charger and I'm happy with them. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.